Now, there's no doubt about it that by far the most anticipated Star Wars TV show of 2023 is indeed the Ahsoka Tano TV series, starring actress Rosario Dawson, as well as others joining the project, that's going to give us a live-action version of Ezra Bridger, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and a whole lot more. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing that Disney Star Wars has been trying to achieve is really obtaining the lost fans that walked away from the sequel trilogy, that said no more Star Wars after episode 9, alright? And that's exactly when Jon and Dave came into the mix and tried to turn things around, and they did that to a degree, but there's still a lot more convincing that Disney needs to do. They need to convince us, the fans, that they can create consistent and a constant flow of positive, successful, quality-driven Star Wars TV shows, one after the other. And obviously, we didn't really get that too much with the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series. It had a lot of flaws, it had a lot of problems attached to it all, but if you guys like that show, you know, from start to finish, that's perfectly fine. Now, moving forward from all of this, one thing that a lot of Star Wars fans have been very confused about is exactly what's been going on with one specific Star Wars project that Jon Favreau is about to get involved in that's really going to reshape the entirety of the sequel trilogy and its lore surrounding it all, and exactly what it really means for Star Wars and the other TV shows that are currently in the works. What is Disney's endgame, alright? So, on top of all of this, alright, one thing that a lot of fans are very excited about is exactly what Favreau actually has in store, what kind of tricks he has up his sleeve, and of course, with Lucasfilm currently developing a series of new Star Wars TV shows to be announced at this year's D23 and Disney Plus Day. It's described, however, that creator Jon Favreau is set to get involved in a very important Star Wars project that Lucasfilm is beginning to develop that they want to release by 2024 sometime for the Star Wars fans. Now further, it's described, however, that currently that big project is described to be an extended cut of both The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker that they plan to drop in 2024 and 2025 on the Disney Plus streaming service that will include a host of deleted scenes arranged in a new order, as well as Lucasfilm finishing the only partially filmed scenes and unedited ones for both episodes 8 and 9 that will have extended cuts that have now been decided by Disney executives to involve all canon material with a bunch of non-canon material, aka some deleted scenes, at the very end of each new cut of those movies. Now, creator Jon Favreau is said to be lending a big hand in these two projects to remake the sequel trilogy in a sense, with these new cuts of the films that Lucasfilm aims to drop the new episode 9 on Disney Plus in 24, with the extended cut of The Last Jedi by 25 on the streaming platform. Now, these cuts are something that Disney plans to announce sometime during the middle of 2023 right now, and that they are even looking to also improve the already existing scenes for these movies. Favreau is said to be the one supervising this large project that he will be lending, of course, a hand in and leading an entire editing team for the new cuts of episodes 8 and 9. These new cuts will also feature unused music by John Williams that was promised to be used by Kathleen Kennedy, that she eventually deleted from the film, such as new themes for Duel of the Fates, a similar situation of what happened with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, let me just pause here for a second. Now, we've talked about these extended cuts of episodes 8 and 9 that have been in the works for quite a long time now. There's no doubt about that. You know, a lot of fans have been very kind of curious as to exactly what's going on with Disney and Lucasfilm when it comes to a lot of projects like this that are going to be heavily re-edited, adding in unfinished scenes that will be polished and finished and pretty much, involved in the final cut of this all. Obviously, a lot of fans have also been very invested in what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have to offer. So there's absolutely no doubt about it that a lot of Star Wars fans have been very skeptical about what Lucasfilm has been doing with Star Wars ever since there were a couple of, bad installments, such as the Kenobi TV series. A lot of fans were very unhappy about that. The sequel trilogy was another prime example. I mean, I think that the best example of what we got from Lucasfilm was Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. And there was something special about it because it had that vibe of A New Hope, it had that tone of the original trilogy, it had Darth Vader in it for the first time in a very long time, by the way, mind you, which really made it all the more special. And at the end of the day, you know, I think that really was probably their most successful and authentic Star Wars project that they had worked on. Moving on. Now, the remaking of the sequel trilogy is said to be involved, of course, with a full-fledged scene, for example, like Kylo Ren on Mustafar near Vader's castle, Rey inside of the Lost City, communicating with the Force Ghosts, and even a handful of Anakin Skywalker Force Ghost scenes that Hayden Christensen shot for The Rise of Skywalker. This is described to also be a big deal for Bob Chapek, as he wants to undo what Bob Iger did with Disney Star Wars. And since both Bobs had a falling out when Chapek came in, Chapek is looking to creating his own legacy for the franchise. Now, additionally, actress Daisy Ridley and actor Adam Driver have been very well aware of this project that has been in the works for a very long time now, and that is finally beginning to move forward finally for the fans. So, before I get to the next thing here, in case you guys have been unaware, Bob Iger and Chapek, they both had a lot of problems, especially when Chapek was taking over Disney as the CEO. Once Iger was walking out, they had a very big falling out, and the exact reason remains unknown, but a lot of it has to do with Chapek's outlook on Star Wars and what he wants to do with the franchise, and a lot of it also had to do with his stance on some of the decision making of giving these promotions over to Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. But other than that, specifically, we don't know exactly what the falling out was, down to the core, between both Chapek and Iger. So far, I think that Chapek is a more authentic Disney CEO than Iger ever will be. That's just my stance on things, but I digress. So new scenes of Ben Solo will also come to light in the extended cut of Episode 9 that is geared to be 4 hours long in length. Kathleen Kennedy simply is said to be very unhappy about the decision by Disney and Lucasfilm on embracing this plan to remake the sequel trilogy lore and its canon material surrounding all of it. So here's the thing about this also, is that the good thing that comes out of this is that we will be able to see, you know, unfinished scenes getting finished up, polished, and getting involved in a brand new cut of these new Star Wars TV shows, or should I say these new Star Wars movies, that are going to be mixed in with the upcoming TV shows. The other thing is this, is this necessary? A lot of fans are going to probably ask themselves, is this even necessary? Does this really have to happen? And I think it's going to be rather entertaining. Am I really, you know, looking forward to it? Yes, to a degree. But I am actually keeping my excitement a little bit contained because, let's not forget, this is still going to be the sequel trilogy. It's just that Favreau is involved with an editing team on rearranging scenes and including these unfinished ones to be finished up and thrown into this new cut. Now, Chapek actually got inspired by the Justice League new cut, alright, the extended cut of that, to do that for Star Wars, and he wants to do that on his own as well. So anyways, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.